Today's story is about a 14-year-old girl who goes missing and is found 5 years later, alive and unharmed. The details of her disappearance is both shocking and tragic.
Before we continue with our story, if you enjoy true crime, dark, strange and mysterious stories, you've come to the right place. We upload at least once a week. Please, like and subscribe to our channel, and turn on all notification, so you'll never miss new content.
This story takes place in the community of Rockhampton, in Queensland, Australia. On August 31, 1998, 14-year-old Natasha Ryan was dropped off to school by her mother. Her mother ran a few errands, then returned home. Shortly after returning, she received a phone call from the school informing her that Natasha was absent and wanted to know if she was ill. Natasha's mother, Jenny, told the school she had dropped her off in front of the school about an hour ago. In the month before she went missing, Natasha had run away from home once, aided by her 21-year-old boyfriend, Scott Black. In that incident, she was found 2 days later. Scott was arrested and fined $1,000 for willful obstruction of police. Scott claimed he helped Natasha because she had threatened to kill herself. Natasha was a troubled teen who had been suspended from school. She had also experimented with a variety of drugs, and had cut her wrists on one occasion, and had been receiving counseling. Natasha's disappearance came about the time of several disappearances of women and girls in Rockhampton who were found to be victims of a serial killer, known as the Rockhampton Rapist. Authorities, believing Natasha had fallen victim to Fraser, conducted an extensive search including 100 local, state and emergency service volunteers. No trace of Natasha was found. Natasha's family eventually accepted that she was dead, and held a memorial service on May 9, 2001, Natasha's 17th birthday. Leonard Fraser was serving a life sentence for the abduction, rape, and murder of 9-year-old Kira Steinhardt. Fraser confessed to 5 murders, including Natasha's. After making a deal with police, he would serve his time segregated from the general population. On April 11, 2003, it was revealed that police had conducted a raid on a house in North Rockhampton and found Natasha, alive and well, hiding in a closet. She had been living with her boyfriend Scott for nearly 5 years. The April 11th trial of Leonard Fraser was in progress when prosecutor Paul Rutledge announced that Fraser was not guilty of the murder of Natasha Ryan. In fact, she had been found alive and unharmed.
You're watching 10 News. Queensland Police have finished interviewing Rockhampton teenage runaway Natasha Ryan about her part in one of Australia's most bizarre missing person cases.
She spent nearly 5 years behind locked doors. Last night she was doing it again, interviewed for 7 hours at Rockhampton Police Station by detectives keen to unravel her secret double life. It's taking its time and its toll.
She's been absent for some, 4.5 years. They want to seek to fill in certain gaps.
The 19-year-old runaway back before police again this morning. More questions, but not before a tearful reunion with her father, Robert.
I'd like my privacy respected, please, and my family. Resume your camera.
It's emerged Natasha Ryan's bizarre vanishing act in 1998 stemmed from the hatred of her mother, Jennifer. By the time she wanted to return home, it was too late. The lie she was living had become too big. Natasha and her boyfriend, Scott Black, were constantly on the run, all the time knowing alleged serial killer Leonard Fraser had been charged with her murder.
20 days later, Natasha was in court, answering questions regarding her disappearance. She told the court she had never met Fraser and was unaware that witnesses had seen her with him. A jury found Fraser guilty of the murders of 3 local women. He was sentenced to 3 life terms. Leonard Fraser died of a heart attack in prison on January 1, 2007. Natasha would live in the dark, with the curtains drawn, and would remain out of sight. She later revealed she would sometimes crouch on the floor of a van for the 3-minute drive to the coast. They would go for a midnight swim and take long walks on the beach. Natasha said she only hid in the closet when visitors came by. Scott Black was sentenced to 3 years in prison and fined $3,000 and ordered to pay $16,000 towards investigation costs. Scott was released after serving only 12 months. Natasha was found guilty of causing a false police investigation and paid a small fine. For the exclusive rights to their story, Natasha and Scott signed a $120,000 contract. In 2008, the couple married in front of 35 guests. They reportedly sold their exclusive wedding photos to Woman's Day magazine for $200,000.
The case dominated debate on Talkback Radio today. Listeners were overwhelmingly against any money changing hands for the story.
Yes, I'd be very against her making a profit out of something that costs the community, public.
She should be allowed to sell her story.
You think so?
Yeah, and then I think the government should confiscate the money and use it to pay all the expenses of the cost of looking for her.
All the money that has been spent trying to find this girl, and if she deliberately stayed hidden like that, I feel that police charges should be laid against her and the boyfriend.
The couple haven't been in the news since 2011. With no traceable social media profiles, no newspaper articles or magazine deals, Natasha and Scott have retreated from the limelight with their children, creating new lives without the girl in the cupboard label they profited off of for so long.